Welcome back to TTTV. This is Commentators Corner for the Brazilian Grand Prix. A very interesting and exciting race we've just seen from Interlagos on TTL F1. It's now time to dissect the action with some of the drivers. We've got Steph and Spike in at the moment. We're hoping to hear possibly from Z3, Blizzard and Plaster as well, who are still in the lobby. So we've sent them an invite. Hopefully we'll see them shortly. And if you are watching and you do have any questions for the drivers, do drop them into the chat and I'll ask them as we go along. But the first one in, as always, was Steph. Steph, good, more points for you again. Another good haul of points there. How was your race there? How did you find that in the changing conditions?
The race itself wasn't too bad. They got like a decent start. Made like a couple of minor areas around John Chow. Which were at the early of the race, which caused me like a little bit of setback towards the front lot. So I thought, okay, just try pace myself and keep a constant pace. Car-wise, was handling okay. Obviously, when it came to like the changeable conditions, I was holding it out to the changing point of the tyres, which I nailed it down to a T. And when the wet intermediates came on, it was just like, okay, take a couple of laps just to dial in the track, see what the conditions are like. And then eventually when it started getting a bit more wetter, it's just like, okay, yep, car is suitable for it, so it's happy days. Pushed on as much as possible. Obviously Sean was like catching me up when it started drying up a bit. And then obviously when it came to like bone dry again, it's like, okay, put on set super sauce and just like blitz the end, pulled out much of a gap. Even though I know checked with Jeff telling me that Sean had a penalty, so I just thought, okay, just push as much of a gap as possible. And then next thing is drivers in front just like starting DNFing, and I'll just take advantage of it, and yeah, there's your B5. I'm happy with that, with 10 points.
Yeah, good result. I think Alan mentioned, I think you didn't pick up any penalties at all in that race, which considering everyone else got at least a 3-second penalty, and quite a lot of them picked up 5-second stop and goes for speeding in pit lane. So considering the tricky conditions, if that was the case, you've done well to keep it between the lines, so to speak. How tricky was it though in the wet?
Well, for me, wet conditions, I just love racing in wet conditions. It just like suits my element of like driving style, and just like taking it cautious, picking up like the speed in the corners, like knowing where my grip is and the marks and stuff. So yeah, it's just literally just using reference points lap after lap and just go from there. So even if someone decides to take out like 100-meter board or 150-meter board, I was like, okay, just look for the next reference points I was using for it nearby it to know what to do in braking zones and go from there. So
good stuff. Now, obviously, only one more round left to go, which is Abu Dhabi. How do you think? What do you think of your chances there? Is it a track you enjoy? Think you can get yourself another good haul of points?
see what I can do. Obviously, Abu Dhabi is a bit of a 50-50 one for me, but not exactly my fan favourite one. But I'll do my best to get points. It'd be good to end on a high with the points, but we'll see what happens around Abu Dhabi, because anything can happen.
Good stuff. And obviously, it's Thursday night, so I've got to let you get your plug in for tomorrow, mate.
Oh, indeed, you might as well hand over the mic to me. So, obviously, tomorrow night we have got the TTFL. We'll be live in Germany. So, we'll be live in Germany at 8 PM tomorrow night. Don't miss it. I'll be there as always in the box, and I hope you see you guys there tomorrow.
Good stuff. Well, once again, as always, thank you for joining us, Steph. Good drive to fifth. Some good points for you. And Kieran, we'll see you in Abu Dhabi, because I'll be away, unfortunately, so I'll be watching it from afar.
Oh, that's a shame. Does that mean Alan will be taking his spot and taking off it for the last bit?
I'm not too sure, actually. Alan, are you going to maybe join Kieran on Tuesday night?
I'm not too sure. I might drop Kieran a message. We'll see what happens. I'm more focused on getting tonight done, and then I've my drives tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday first step away. So
fair enough. Well, thank you for that regardless, Steph, and enjoy tomorrow's race in Germany at Hockenheim for TTFL.
Oh, I'll be enjoying it from the box, don't you worry. And good job as always on the comms, boys.
Thank you very much, buddy. Next into the lobby was Spike. Spike, 2 races in a row with pole position, which is obviously very good for you to see. But question straight away in the lobby in the chat from Z3. Was there a reason you went for the super softs, considering the possibility of the changing conditions? Was it just purely a gamble?
Right, guys. No, not a gamble at all. I just went for the pole position. I got the super softs to make. I got the super softs to last to the wet. Just obviously the softs had more performance at the end of the stint, so that's why I dropped back a bit. But yeah, it was my intention to try and go for pole and get pole, which I did. So.
Yeah, 2 in a row. It's definitely a really good lap. And during the race itself, we seen you pull away initially and then drop back into the clutches a bit off Lambo and those behind. And then as the tyres went off and the rain came, you dropped behind down to 5th for a bit. Did you think you would be able to catch back up though when the rain came on the intermediates, or did you not have the speed in the rain as you did in the dry?
I would guess that they were battling like crazy because I was similar pace, maybe a fraction quicker, and then I started catching reasonably, and then the gap jumped a couple of times from like 9 seconds to 7, then from 7 to 5, and then 5 to 3, and then obviously I think Blizzard and Lambo, I sort of caught a bit of the stream, and looks like they had a bit of an incident down into turn 3 or turn 4, whichever it is. So yeah, I was on the pace in the wet, just unlucky obviously because I was the second Sauber in the pit lane, so I had to wait longer because obviously Blizzard had just pitted, so the team were not ready for me, but obviously I had no choice but to come in.
Yeah, it was definitely the time to come in. And then unfortunately, later on in that stint, you obviously ended up retiring from the race.
Crashed.
Yeah, we caught the tail end of your car when it was sitting. What happened that took you out?
I am pretty tired, and I was battling fatigue. My head was kind of nodding towards the middle of the race, and I just literally my head nodded for a fraction of a second, and I had a small slide at the time, and then being on the pad, it's very, very quite hard to catch a small slide at high speed without spearing, and I just didn't correct enough, and then the car dug into an invisible wall on the inside, and then it pulled my front wheel off. But it's one of those things. I was enjoying it up to that point, but obviously quite frustrated. Just frustrated. I crashed.
Appreciate the honesty, saying you were tired there. A lot of people would probably try to twist that another way, use the wet conditions to say they maybe just spun it on the curb or something. So, fair play for your honesty there, buddy.
I mean, I was pushing hard. I just, as soon as the conditions go from one to another, I just can't keep up with the guy. I just can't quite stay with the pace. So I'd. Pulled my left front clean off.
Not good. No worries at all. But one more race, Abu Dhabi. How do you fancy your chances as you go around there?
Well, in my opinion, Brazil should be the last race of the season, not Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi's a terrible track. We'll see. Generally struggle in the last sector quite a bit because it's obviously all a lot of medium speed, left right. So the tyres take a pounding, especially with the A pad. We'll see. Big aim for a possible win. We'll see what happens.
You're going to try and go for a third pole position in a row then?
I don't know. Maybe I'll go for it. I will go for it, but I don't think it's another track where I don't like the track, and I'm not actually that good at it. So it's a double whammy this time.
Fair enough. Well, unlucky tonight in terms of the race result. Good pole position. Kieran, we'll see you obviously on Tuesday for the finale, but thank you again for joining us in Commentators Corner.
Worries. Can I just make a quick point?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Blizzard was, I'm not sure if Blizzard's on a pad tonight or not, but if he isn't, there's just a message to Jay. I was the fastest pad user. I was a good 12 seconds ahead before it crashed. But yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it's some kind of like incident or something in the race. But yeah, no, it was a good laugh up until the point I stuffed it in the wall. But shit.
I think both of you were cursed by the commentators cursed tonight's fight, because I said you were closing in on Blizzard, and straight away you lost it in the background, and then Andy said Jay was closing into Lambo, and literally instantly Jay lost it. So
you're bad news, you two.
And just before you go, Spike, Jay's just jumped into the chat on the stream there. No, you're not.
Let battle recommence to the next track, I say.
There's always one more round before the end of the season, but thanks again for joining us. We do actually have a third driver now. The screen went blue for a bit as I was re-inviting Z3 and seeing if Blizzard wants to join us as well. And Z3 has joined us in the lobby. Not the greatest results in the end for you, Z3. I've noticed you put in the comments in the chat as well about heavy breathing. That is just me because of my asthma, so I do apologise to anyone. But how was what happened during the race? How did you find the conditions? Give us a recap of your race.
Well, conditions wasn't a problem since I crashed before it started to rain.
Oh,
so
that's
that was
good
pretty easy.
I forgot about that one.
But I don't know. It was kind of weird. I felt like my pace was better around here than it has been in the previous races, but still, the second part of the season is just not good for me. I mean, all the tracks are just tracks I can't get it right on.
Yeah, I remember you saying that to me and Kieran a few races back, that there was none of the tracks left that you really enjoyed. I seen you obviously put in the chat as well, you were hoping to have some better results to help in terms of the constructors, but obviously with yourself and Lambo and the Toro Rossos fighting Poe and Jay and the Reynolds, and obviously quite frustrated at that. Do you think that's the constructors gone now from you, or do you think you can still get a chance here in the last round?
I don't know. I don't think it's gone yet. We still have Abu Dhabi, and I mean, well, I'm not going to lie. Abu Dhabi has never been a good track for me, like most of the second part of the season. So I don't know, but I'll try to help as much as I can. Hopefully that's enough. But constructors looks a pretty little dark right now.
Fair enough. And obviously you're saying Abu Dhabi being one of those sort of tracks, so in one sense is your focus now starting to switch to the next season already for season 12?
Nah, focus is Abu Dhabi.
There's a team player for you.
Going to be Abu Dhabi until the race is over.
Fair play. There's a good driver there. And Jay's just popped something in the chat, which maybe you'll be able to help here with Z3. Will there ever be a race where both you and him finish?
Definitely not.
Now, if that's a stat, that's a good stat and a half.
I don't know. Hopefully one day.
I'll tell you, if that is actually, I'll say one thing. If that is actually a stat where neither of you haven't finished a race, both of you haven't finished the same race, then that would be one heck of a stat for TTL F1. That would be amazing.
I mean, like, we have raced in some other leagues together too, and I can't say for sure, but like, just guessing, I would guess that either one of us have crashed out or something from every race. Probably.
Well, hopefully none of you crash out on Tuesday night, so that would obviously be ideal for you.
Hopefully he does, because that he can't get the points for the run now.
Good point. See, you're thinking ahead there already.
Oh yeah.
But no,
And I can definitely confirm that Blizzard was on a pad. Just to
because
take
you were
that away from Spike.
that's right. Because you were actually, you said in the chat actually you were in a party chat with them. You said, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what they were talking about, that incident between Blizzard and Lambo. You were saying that was netcode then. Is that what they were all talking about? Yeah.
That was thrown around the like first 5 to 10 minutes after that happened. Yeah.
So none of them think it was the other driver's fault then. They don't feel either was at fault for that. They feel it was down to the game.
I think both Blizzard and Lambo might think that Poe should have lifted a little bit more off, because like everyone knows about the netcode. So like, you get close to the driver, be careful, because you know there is a high possibility of a netcode.
Well, it was thankfully it never caused damage, and they were able to carry on at least in that time. So, but thank you for giving us that insight
got
as
a
well.
little front wing damage there.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that one. No, I think that was another incident further up. But either way, it probably was netcode as well.
He got more from the second one, but he got some wing damage there too.
I couldn't see that on the stream. Fair enough. Well, thank you for giving us that information from inside the drivers' chat that obviously we are not privy to during the stream. So thank you for that, Z3. And again, as I say, Kieran, we'll see you and the rest of the guys on Tuesday for Abu Dhabi. But thank you for joining us in Commentators Corner this evening.
Will you be there on Tuesday?
Me, unfortunately, not. No, I have another league that starts up on Tuesday, so I'm going to be missing it, but I'm going to have it on my phone sitting in the background, so I'll be keeping an eye on it as I go along.
Damn it. Gonna see me crash then.
Well, I'll make sure to leave a comment if that happens then. But thank you again for coming on.
Remember what Jay's question was? If either one of him or me crashes, gotta remember that's a Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I will remember that if one of yous go out. Stat continues. Yes, I was a wee bit confused there what you meant, bud. But no, thank you for coming.
I realised that.
Thanks for joining us, though, buddy. Appreciate it. I think that's everyone. I did send Blizzard an invite, but I don't think he's here, is he?
No,
he's not.
It's just 3 guys that have come in to say hello.
Would have been interesting to hear from him in regards to the incidents as well, but obviously he's not here. It's obviously totally fine as well. But Alan, any final words before we wrap the stream up just now?
No, I think we've covered everything in the interviews now, so it's just looking forward now to I suppose next thing on the list is everyone's focusing back on Brazil for Saturday night's esports event.
Absolutely.
All of us on the TTG team will be focusing on that. Obviously, you're commentating, Andy. Won't be with you in the box for that one. I'm going to be on track in that race. So.
Indeed, yes. This coming Saturday evening, as I mentioned in the mainstream Esport Cup event between TTGaming and AMZQ, and it will be around the Interlagos circuit, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache in Brazil. So join us for that 8:30 start here on TTTV. It'll be myself in the commentary box. Alan will be on track this time, so we'll keep an eye on your progress when you're on track, my friend, and hopefully we can see some more good racing like we've seen tonight. But that is going to do it for Commentators Corner. Thank you to Steph, Spike and Z3 for joining us in Commentators Corner this evening. As Steph mentioned, he is back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. The German Grand Prix for TTFL 8 o'clock tomorrow. Esport Cup at 8:30 on Saturday, and Kieran will be back, I believe, on Tuesday for the finale of this TTL F1. I never get it right. On Tuesday, and what is sure to be an exciting championship battle. If the standings are as they finish tonight, Lambo is 14 points clear of pole going into the final round. Who will take the victory? Join in on Tuesday, 8 o'clock with Kieran. He'll bring you up to speed with any changes that have happened from tonight's action, and he'll take you through the action live as well for the finale of the championship. But that is going to do it for us tonight. For myself, Andy, for Alan joining me, thank you for joining us these last 2 nights as well, bud. It's been absolutely a pleasure having you along.
It was a pleasure joining me, Andy.
and hopefully we'll see you back along in the commentary box in the future as well. But for myself, for Alan, for all the drivers, from us here at TTTV, thank you very much for watching the stream and Commentators Corner, and until next time, we'll see you again soon. Ta-ra.